Hi guys, so we're going to be continuing on our stats unit to you from before. Okay, so mean is the average of a data set, and how we find it is we add up all of our numbers and we divide it by however many we have. Right, so here is an example of a data set. I'm going to find the average of it by adding all these numbers together. So 21 plus 26 plus 35 plus 18 divided by how many numbers I have. Okay, and so since there are 4 numbers total, divided by 4. Okay, and then all I have to do, enter that into the calculator, and then equals 25. So my average or my mean for this data set is 25. Okay. Median is the middle of the set of your set of numbers, and what you do is you put your numbers in order from lowest to highest, and then you find the number in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this from smallest to highest. So 18 is the smallest, then it's 21, 26, and then 35. Okay, and then the way I do it is I cross off one from each side, until I finally get to the last one or the middle two. If you end up with 2 in the middle, what you're going to do is you're going to add them up together and find the middle of them. So divided by 2. So 21 plus 26 divided by 2, that gives you 23.5. So the median of this data set is 23.5. Okay. Mode is your most common number in a data set. In this case, since none of the numbers repeat, there is no mode. And then here, range, last one, is difference between the lowest and your highest value. And what you do is you subtract highest number minus lowest number. So my highest number is 35. My lowest number is 18. 35 minus 18 is 17. And so my range is 17. Mean, median, mode, and range using different types of representations rather than just a list of numbers. Okay. So the first one we're going to look at is dot plots, and it's a way to show data plotted as dots on a graph, and then they represent something, right? So this is people, how long they take to eat breakfast, right? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people take 0 minutes to eat breakfast, so that probably means they don't eat breakfast at all, right? So 2 people take 1 minute, 3 people take 2 minutes, etc., etc. A histogram is another type of graphical representation, and it organizes group in data points using different ranges, and it's very similar to a bar graph, which we've seen before. And then the last one here is our box and whisker plot. Here it represents our minimum, our maximum. Okay, there's a lower quartile, a median, and an upper quartile. Okay, 25% of our data are people in this minimum to lower quartile. Another 25% is between our lower quartile and our median. Again, median meaning middle, so that's why 50% of your data is below this, right? 25 plus 25. Okay, 25% is between your median and your upper quartile, and another 25 is between your upper quartile and max, right? So think quartile, quarter, 1/4. Right? Your interquartile range is from your upper quartile to your lower quartile. So let's actually see this in action. First, we're going to look at our dot plot here. So the dot plot here represents how long it takes students in an 8th grade learning, so that's commute time. Okay, it's represented by minutes here, and each dot represents a student. Okay. So the first question asks for the most common commute time. So that one should have the most dots. So if you compare, the one with the most dots here is 45, right? So the most common commute time is 45 minutes, right? Because we end up having the most students take that long, right? We end up having 5 students take 45 minutes to take to school, right? Then it asks for how many students were surveyed. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to add up all of the dots, right? So here I have 1 dot for the first one, plus, then I have 4 dots, plus 4, plus, then I have 2 dots, so 2 students there, and then 1, 2, 3, 3 students there, and then I have 1, 2, 2 students there, 1 student, and then 2 students, and then 5 students. Okay, you could have also just counted it if you wanted to. I'm just going to add them all up. And then I end up with 21 students surveyed, and if you counted all the dots, you would have had 21 dots. Okay. Then here it asks me for the shortest commute time, so that is my minimum. Okay, and the shortest commute time is right here. It's at 5 minutes. Next question asks for longest commute time. So longest commute time, if we look, longest here is 45 minutes. Then it asks me how many students. So if I look at 20 minutes, I have 3 dots here. So that means it takes 3 students 20 minutes to get to school. Okay. Next one here, how many students take more than 30 minutes? So more than 30 minutes, I'm going to look at all the dots here. Oh, sorry, not this one. Ooh, that was a mess up, right? Because 30 isn't more than 30, so not that one. We're not including this one. Okay. So here I have 2 plus 1 plus there's 5 for 45 minutes, and if I add them all up, I get 8 students. So 8 students take longer than 30 minutes, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Then it asks for the range of minutes students take to get to school. So I'm going to do my maximum minus my minimum. So 45 is the longest commute, 5 minutes is the shortest. So that is a range, a difference of 40 minutes, shortest to the longest. Okay. And then the last one here asks for the median number. So earlier, and I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the last one I'm left with is this 25 minutes. So what was the median number of minutes? 25 minutes. All right. If you think about it, if you listed it, it would be 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, and then if you crossed it out, you would have gotten 25 minutes. Okay. So then let's look at our histogram or our bar graph. Okay, so the graph here below represents data that was collected by students on how many social media posts they made the previous day. Okay. So here it represents the X value here is the number of social media posts students made. This here represents how many students made that many posts. Okay. So here it asks for the range of posts. So that's going to be the maximum minus the minimum. So the maximum amount of posts is 10. The minimum amount of posts was 0. So 10 minus 0 equals 10. So it's a range of 10 posts. Okay. Then we want to know how many students were surveyed. Okay. So here there is 1 student plus here. Then here there is 1 student. Then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students here. This is 1, 2 students. This is 1, 2, 3 students. This is 2 students. And then here is 1, 2, 3, 4 students. And then 2 students. Okay. So counting out how many students made each number of posts, then I just add them all together. 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 7 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. I end up with 30. So there was a total of 30 students surveyed. Okay. What's the fewest number of posts a student made? So that's our minimum here. The fewest is 0. So 0 posts. Okay. for my maximum. Okay, and so that's 10. Okay, then it asks for how many students made 7 posts. So here's 7, and there were 3 students if I counted, right? So 7, there's 1, 2, 3. So 3 students made 7 posts. Okay, how many students made less than 4? So less than 4, that's here. That is 1 plus 3 plus 1, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. So add that all up, 5. So 5 students made less than 4 posts. Okay. So I just added all the numbers from here. Okay. And then median number of posts, again, we're going to cross things out. Oh, I forgot to write a 2 here. Okay. So I'm going to cross out 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just doing multiple at a time so I don't have to keep going back and forth. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then since all the rest is here, that is at 5 social media posts. So median number of posts, 5 posts. Okay. So that's a histogram or a bar graph. So let's flip. Okay. Now we're going to create a histogram. So I know the one I have here printed out pretty well, but yours didn't. It's okay. That's fine. We'll just approximate. Okay. So here, the test scores of Miss Jackson's 98 students. We're going to construct and label a frequency histogram or a bar graph of the data with an appropriate scale. Okay, so here, these are my different test score ranges. So I'm going to do 40 to 49. Let's do. Okay. On yours, it's not very clear, so just try to make it as even as possible. Oh, maybe I should have done 4. Okay, 50 to 59 will be here. 60 to 69 will be here. 70 to 79 will be here. And then 80 to 89 will be here. Okay. Okay, so that's 2, so 2 students. Shade it. Then 50 to 59 was 12 students, so go to where 12 is. Connect. Okay. Then 60 to 69, there are 34 students. Okay. So 34 students. 70, 79 is 32 students. And then last is 80 to 89 with 18 students. So 18 students going across. And there is my bar graph. All right. So where this axis represents where their test score is, and this represents how many students are in that range. Okay, so nice and easy. Okay. Next one here is our box plot, or our box and whisker plot. It represents some type of data set. We don't know what it represents here. Okay. This again is our minimum. So minimum here. This here represents our maximum. This here we know as our median, our middle number. This is our upper quartile. And this is our lower quartile. Ooh, running out of space. Okay. Each one here represents 5. That's how it gets to 25, 50, so on and so forth. Okay. So don't forget, there are 25% data is here. 25% of your data is here, and 25% is here, right? It's split up into quarters. Okay. So here it asks for what percentage of the data set are greater than 20. So 20 is right here. So greater than 20, it's all of this. All right? And so if we have 25 plus 25 plus 25, that gives me 75. All right, so 25% plus 25% plus 25%. All right, 25, 25, 25. Okay, what is the value of the upper quartile? So that would be this line here. This would be 45. So the value of the upper quartile is 45. The minimum value, that would be right here. Okay, and since everyone is worth 5, so right here would be 5. Okay. Range, it would be maximum minus minimum. So my maximum here is 70. My minimum we just found was 5. So 70 minus 5 is 65. So from here to here is 65. Okay, and then interquartile range, you're going to take your upper quartile, which we found was 45, minus your lower quartile. So if you see here, this is 20. So 45 minus 20, and that gives us 25. Okay. Then, last part here, based on the two data sets represented below, we're going to complete the following sentence. So here, we're going to compare the average of data set C and the average of data set D, and then we're also going to compare the range. Okay? So let's start with data set C. Okay? So we're looking for average. (49 plus 49) due to space, I'm going to do 49 times 5. Okay? Plus, and then instead of doing 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50, since there are 4 of them, I'm going to do 50 times 4. Okay? 51 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 51 times 5. If you want, you could have written it all out, 49 plus 49, but that just takes way too much space. So I'm going to do it 52. So instead of adding it 4 times, I'm going to multiply it. Okay, 53, 1, 2, 3, 4. 54, there's only 1 of them. And then 55, instead of doing 55 plus 55, I'm just going to do times. 5, 4, 4, 1, 2. Instead of counting them all, there was 25 if you count it. Okay. Enter it into my calculator and I get 51.36. And so that is the average. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing, but for data set D now. Okay, so 49, there's only 1 of them, so 49 plus, and then instead of doing 50 plus 50, I'm just going to say 50 times 2, so that's the same. And then 51, there's also 2 of them. And then 52, there is 1, 2, 3 of them. 53, there's 2 of them. 54, there is 2 of them. 55, there's 3 of them. So 56, there's 3 of them. 57, there's 1 only. And then last one here is 59, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. If I count all the dots, there are 25. 25 of these numbers. Okay, plug it into my calculator and I get 48.36. So when I'm comparing the average or the mean, the average of data set C, which is 51.36, is greater than the average of data set D, because that's only 48.36. Okay. Next one here is asking for range. So range of data set C and range of data set D. So I'm going to do my max minus my min. So my max here is 55. My min here is 49. So 55 minus 49, that gives me 6. Okay. Then here, maximum here is 59. Minimum here is 49. 59 minus 49 gives me 10. So the range of data set C, is less than, because 6 is less than 10, which is the range of data set D. So less than. Okay, let's do one more. This time using a histogram. Right. So here we're doing median. So median, we want the middle. Okay, so I'm going to start crossing things out. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Make sure you don't accidentally skip 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the rest, all I have here is what number is that? Oh, that's a 28. Okay, so that's the median. I didn't have to cross out again because that was the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, and all I'm left here is with 30. Okay, so if I compare the median, data set C is 28, data set B is 28, data set C is 30. So 28 is less than 30, so median of data set B is less than the median of data set C. Okay, then we're comparing minimum here. So minimum of data set B is here at 23. Minimum of data set C is here at 26. So if we compare, 23 is less than 26. So the minimum from data set B is less than the minimum of data set C. And that's it for today. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, guys.